Every employee needs an AI strategy in 2026. What do I mean? Companies are laying off people left, right, and center, and it's getting really hard for employees to find jobs that they really enjoy and to stick in those jobs. People, find it really hard to get another job after being laid off. And why is this happening, right? It's basically because CEOs are just trying to get the last ounce of economic value for every single employee, right? They don't think of employees as long-term team members anymore. They think of them as how do you just very quickly and over the short period extract a lot of value, right? So how can you really put yourself in a great position to survive this crazy time that we're in, and how to basically secure your career for the next like 5 to 10 years? I think what you need to focus on is really creating a lot of economic value for your position when you're employed with AI, but also create side hustles and use AI to the fullest extent, because we're still very, very early. It's only about like 0.5% of the population that is using AI LLMs like Claude and the others. And most people still don't know how to automate things in their daily life, their skills in their roles with AI. And this is where you can really stand out, right? Especially if you're a product builder. So by that I mean a product manager, product developer, designer, product marketer. Also, there's a lot of your work that is going to be automated with AI, and you may even lose a job in the near future, right? Because companies are substituting you with AI employees. So what can you do, right? One thing that you could do is take on more freelancing roles. Think about like side hustles. Maybe you can start a small business. Could be like just freelancing, or could be like a product, like a SaaS product. Could even be something else. It doesn't have to be like something super crazy, like buying a farm. Although that's great, or like real estate, or one of those other things. I mean, it's great that if you're interested in something physical, which is going to stand the test of time and not be impacted by AI. I think that's a great way to think about it, but you don't have to. You could still just ride this AI wave and figure out how to increase your value, right? Your company, but also how you can create money like on the side, right? So some things that I think about in terms of passive and like not so passive income is starting a business. Could be SaaS, could be YouTube, could be consulting, like freelancing. Another thing that you could do is you could start a coaching community. A lot of people are using school. Teach people how to use AI maybe in your role. Like if you're a designer, you can start a school community just for designers, right? If you're a product manager, you can maybe help fresh grads from MBA schools, like figure out how to land a product role, right? You can do it as a consulting gig or as a community. There's a lot of things that you can do, and AI is making a lot of these things way easier. And people are doing it. It's you would think that hey, some random person is like making 5K a month, and but everybody else is like not making anything, and it's probably true. Like a lot of people are not making much money, but there are a lot of people, just making like a little bit of money here and there with side hustles, and that gets into something bigger, right? This is what I'm doing. I'm actually running a bootstrap business on the side, and I'll talk more about it and I'll share more about it. If you're interested, subscribe to this channel and like this video. I'm gonna try to build in public to reach like some significant income that's gonna really make my career more stable. And I even like doing this, so this is something that I that keeps me active and helps me like grow and learn. Um, but yeah, you should look out for such opportunities. Be friends with some people that are into this kind of stuff. Like, you don't want to be like a complainer right now. You don't want to complain about, AI taking over all jobs and, the whole doom and gloom scenario. I mean, that is true to an extent. I'm not saying it's not. It's just that you don't want to keep thinking about that, right? Like, negativity gets you nowhere. But taking actions, daily actions, being surrounded by people who are trying to build something, um, get out of this, like, um, with some value, right? Like, there are many people who are gonna be millionaires after this wave is done, and I personally think what's gonna happen is a lot of billionaires are gonna, now, like, um, a lot of $1 billion are going to create like a lot more $1 million companies. I think that's where the economy is headed, which would be great, right? So instead of maybe, as an example, like 100 large businesses that are all valued at $1 billion, we could maybe have like 10,000 small businesses that are valued at $1 million each, right? Like, I think that's where we're headed. It really seems to be going in that direction. I think not right now because we're very early, but I'm seeing some very very early signs of that, and that's really how you want to think, right? You want to think, okay, I was getting paid, let's say 150K, like 100K in my job. How do I, start getting like 2K a month, 3K, 5K, 10K a month, freelancing, or starting something on the side, maybe writing a book, trying out YouTube. It's going to take time. It's not going to happen in 6 months or maybe even a year. It's probably going to take much longer. But if you go at it like every single day for a couple of years, you're definitely going to get somewhere. And find people in your local communities that encourage you, that are also thinking in this direction. If this makes a lot of sense to you, hang out here. I'll try to create a community that talks more about this, and helps people like figure out how to plan their V2. That's how I think about it. Like, a lot of product folks, like, we need to think about our V2, the next 10 years. And how do we do that, right? Is that a job switch, like a profile switch, I mean? So, going from, like, let's say, a product manager to maybe like a forward deployed engineer, right? That could be one example. Or maybe like going from being a UX designer to, you know, maybe like a designer plus a front end developer, like, application developer. I don't know, right? There could be like these combinations of roles that exist, and it seems to be going in that direction. Every company has a different need right now for every role, and the roles are reducing for sure. But there's also like certain combinations that are coming up. Roles like the forward deployed engineering position have really taken off. A lot of companies are paying top dollar for that, and I think right now we're in the very kind of early, frenzy for that role. I think it's going to die down to an extent, and it's going to become just like any other kind of software developer role in maybe the next couple of years. But right now it's super hot. So you want to think about these tangential roles for your career, and yeah, all the best. And I'll share more regarding this as we progress. So if you like this video, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel. It would mean a lot. Thank you so much.